Good morning, everyone. My name is Heather Havenwood, and welcome to UnCage Your Life, your business, your income, and everything else in between. I am super excited to bring to you today something that is truly connected to my heart and why I am doing this show. So, by the way, I want to make sure you can follow me. You can follow me on YouTube. I'm going live, as well as my primary Facebook page, my personal page, and inside of my group. I'm also going live on IGTV. It's kind of new for me, so you're welcome to go check it out on IG. It's a little different. So make sure you let me know how it looks. This is brand new for me and my new brand and what I'm coming out with this UnCage. So I want to start off with, usually I do not do podcasts or any kind of show that's what I call timely. I try to keep everything timeless, but not today. Today is a day that I see and feel is a sad day. The sad day that I talk about is on Friday, YouTube, aka Google, took down over 1,000 different YouTube channels. And some may say that they're conspiracy theories. Some people say that that was a good thing. But when does the stop of freedom of voice stop? Who has the right to say what is right or wrong? And I'm not a political show, but as someone who's been in, I would say, the public eye for a long time, but I'm truly moving to more of a public eye before, more and more, is like, who tells me what I'm saying is right or wrong? I'm in America, and I really truly believe in the freedom of speech, because we say, oh, well, they're on the wrong side of the aisle on politics, so therefore they need to be shut down. But what happens when a marketer, someone who's in business, someone who's helping people increase their wealth online, and all of a sudden Google says, well, what you're saying is wrong, so they shut us down? It just starts with the smallest things. And the next thing you know, everything is shut down. And so as I'm preparing for today, and I was talking about this, and part of me was saying, don't talk about anything timely right now, Heather, because you preach timeless content, but not today. I really feel our freedom of speech in America has truly been altered on Friday. Over 1,000 different YouTube channels. And like I said, no matter what damn side of the aisle you're on, I don't care, because you, as a leader and as a speaker, an author, a coach, a consultant, if you're out there teaching NLP and all of a sudden Google says that NLP is a conspiracy theorist, then what? Then what? So as you become a leader and an influencer, here's what I tell you. Now is the time more than ever to truly become an influencer and a leader in your field. Now is the time more than ever to truly step out and become an uncaged person in your voice, no matter what your position is on whatever that may be. Maybe you're a coach and consultant helping people with their finances. Maybe you're a coach and consultant or author helping people with their marketing or their branding or their psychology and understanding how the mindset works. Whatever that is, now truly is the time to become a leader and an influencer. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is what I call the citizen reporter. We are now in a new age where we have big conglomerate media companies. We all talk about that, but it's no longer needed to get on the media to be able to have a voice. And now's the time for citizen reporting. And what I mean by that is some people go and write to politics. It's more than that. It's the stories of entrepreneurs and people and businesses around the world that are making a truly and profound difference. And so I encourage every single person, no matter what their expertise is, it could be fitness, health, NLP, truly helping people understand and be aware of their own consciousness, spirituality. Become more of a citizen reporter, similar to Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill wasn't into politics. He wanted to bring success stories and success principles to you and to me. And that is being a citizen reporter. We are now, I feel, in a new era where you and I can create a show just like this, just like I have on IG, by the way, Instagram, is that we can actually create a show and have a voice and bring stories to that, bring stories to you. And that's one of the things that I truly want to do for myself, but I want to help you do the same. So many people come to me and go, how can I get in the media? How can I get in the media? How can I get more exposure? And I go, great. How are you serving? Are you interviewing other people with their stories? Are you pulling their stories out of other people in the same niche? If you're a fitness person, let's just take that example. Interview other fitness people, even if they do not completely agree with your methodology. I highly recommend that. If you are in NLP world, I'm speaking of that one because I'm going to a class soon, interview other people in hypnosis. If you are into email marketing, interview other people with different methodologies. If you're in social media, interview other people inside of that have completely different views than you. Stop picking a side and sticking only with that, because now is the time to be a citizen reporter in all industries. I have a belief system, and that belief system is that entrepreneurs, I feel, are going to save the world. I really, truly believe that. I really believe that. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I truly believe that. Now, real quickly, hold on for a second. I have a technical difficulty behind me, so give me just 1 second as I'm trying to not have that behind me and try to have something a little bit more, I don't know, that's in the realm. So just a second as I deal with this technical difficulty. One day I will have a producer that is dealing with all of this. And let's see. Oh, I think we got it. Maybe. So here's my philosophy. My philosophy is this, and I encourage you as a coach, author, speaker, whatever, a musician, become a citizen reporter in your niche. That to me is a true expert. I think of people like Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly's coming out with a new show. When people who are experts in something start interviewing and asking questions of people that don't even agree with them, to me, that's they're a badass. They're a badass because they don't say, I'm the only person that's right. We are now in an age where we are global. This video could be watched down the street in Austin, Texas, or could be listened to someone all the way in the Philippines. It is our job now, I feel, to be citizen reporters of every single industry, no matter what the damn industry is. Health is a huge one right now. And there's lots of things that are being taken down in certain arenas, aka YouTube and other media sources. They're saying, that's right, that's wrong, that's right, that's wrong. Is it? Is it? And I really encourage you that now is the time more than ever. People need your voice. People need your voice. And whatever your expertise is, they need you. I'm constantly seeking out people that are on the alternative health. I believe that we are an energy source. And I believe that when my energy is off, I become quote unquote sick or disease. I believe that. I'm not an expert in that. I'm not going to say that I am. I practice it. And I'm constantly seeking out badass people in that world, because I know that if I tap into the negativity that is going on right now, I will become sick, and that's not what I want. And so this whole show that I'm going to be bringing to you guys, I'm also on IG, Instagram, and YouTube, and in my group, and on my page, that this whole show is about helping you uncage your voice, your expertise, your brands. I truly believe we are now in a new world of brand voice. Gary Vee's talked about this a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I like what he says on this, is that you become your voice. And I saw this article actually, and this is from Entrepreneur Magazine. I tore it out and I put it right here on my vision board. And what it says is, don't be a brand, be a voice. Be a voice. It's no longer okay just to be McDonald's with a brand. We want to hear what the brand has to say. Chick-fil-A has a voice. Like it or not, doesn't matter, has a voice. Gary Vee has a voice, like him or not. Pick a politician. Not all of them have a voice. They might have a brand, but they don't have a voice. And so my whole goal as I'm doing this workshop this weekend or this week, as I step into this new world of uncaging yourself, uncaging your brand, uncaging your visibility, uncaging your influence. What I'm really saying is uncage your damn voice. I have so many people reach out to me and go, I'm scared. What am I going to say? You and I sit down together at a coffee shop. I promise you, if I'm quiet for a bit, you've got a lot to say. We listen to the people that are the loudest. I want to hear from the people that have the most experience. The most experience. What experience do you have? Why are you waiting for permission for me to tell you or anyone to tell you that you matter? And as a citizen reporting on whatever you want to talk about, you matter. If that's a local thing that you want to discuss in your school, or if you just really want to be out there helping people in certain areas, parenting. If you're a parent and you have a lot to teach other parents and what's going on with the Zoom calls and how to deal with that, people need you. Parents need you. I have no clue about that world. I was just recently having a very fun conversation at midnight last night with a dear friend, Carrie. And I was talking to her about her Zoom time. She's actually what I call the Zoom mom of her niece, right? Her niece doesn't have a parent to really handle anything right now. So she's becoming a parent Monday through Friday during school time. So she's running her business and becoming Zoom mom. And so I called her in the middle of the day one day, not announced. And she's like, I'm in the middle of being a Zoom mom. And I'm like, I didn't even know you're a mom. But we had this conversation last night at midnight. And she talked about how even though they're on Zoom, right? And her little niece, 7 years old, who's next to her, they still need her. Her niece needs her. It's constant. And I talked about what would it be like if you were a grandparent that you had a young kid? You're an older parent and you have no clue on technology. She's like, yeah, I'm pretty lucky because I'm obviously very vast on technology, and so I can help her in anything. But my mom had her for a while, her grandmother, and she was completely didn't know what to do with anything. My point is this, is as a coach, author, speaker, consultant, whatever it is, if you don't feel you have a voice, you're wrong. That's the only time I'll ever tell anyone they're wrong. You do have a voice, and people really, truly want to hear what you have to say. And the technology can be overwhelming. I'm here on Stream Live. I have 3 different videos. I have some countdowns. I got this really cool stuff going on IGTV. My background's not working right now. It just went away. I got some really weird stuff that is not the background I had. It could be overwhelming. But my point today, and as I go on, and my goal is to go live this entire week, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, which I think is 9 a.m. Pacific, to truly encourage every single person that I feel it is your duty, obligation, and responsibility to self-promote your own business and to tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help. I just recently finished a client, Kristen. She's coming out with her new podcast, Courageous Destiny. And one of the biggest things I loved in working with her is I got to interview her, because that's one of the things I do with my clients when I launch a podcast. And every single time I launch a podcast, it's never launching a podcast. It's launching the new them. I'm launching a new Courageous Destiny badass lioness, Kristen. She's amazing. But she had the aha moment when I interviewed her for her own show. I call this 00 podcast, where I put all the spotlight on her and I asked her all these questions about her past and her experience and how did she get to a point where she's a mother of triplets. She's lost 85 pounds and kept it off. She used to be in a tech world, corporate America, making big fat six figures, 85, 95 pounds overweight, miserable, having a little too much alcohol sometimes, not very exactly happy in her marriage, to looking great, sexy, badass, single mother of three, and a badass coach. How did she do that? She's like, well, I remember this moment. I'm sitting under these lights, these fluorescent lights, and I'm in these heels, these heels in my bra, this horrible jacket, and I have a client who's calling me 15 times nonstop in the last hour. He won't leave me alone. And that's when I knew, God, life's got to be better than this crap. That was the moment I made a decision to change my life. That was Kristen's story. You know what she told me? After we got off the podcast and what I call the green room, her eyes were lit up. She's like, no one's ever asked me that. No one's ever asked me my origin story. How did I become a coach? No one ever asked me that. I go, it matters. It matters what your origin story is. It matters how you became an NLP coach. You didn't come out of the womb that way. It matters how you became a health coach. Maybe you've always been fit. Most people who are true health crazies have had some kind of issue in the past that said, no more, I'm going to figure this out. It is time you tell your origin story. It's time you become your own citizen reporter of yourself and of your entire industry. Whatever that industry is. Marketing is a big one. So many marketers like, this is my way. There's 1,000 ways of making money online. Give me a break. I want to interview all of them. I want to ask questions of all of them. How did you come to that methodology? Same thing with politics. Same thing with anything. Okay, that's your view on it. Why? How did you get to that? Were you born and raised into that? What was your religious background that had you think this way? What were the decisions you've made? I truly believe, and I know I've said this before, it is really, truly time that all of us become citizen reporters. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Megyn Kelly, which I'm super excited about Megyn Kelly. And by the way, my background is just not working. I'm going to try one more time. And my background's not working. So please forgive me as I'm dealing with this for just a second, because I really want to have my really cool background that I got for you guys. And it's all of a sudden like not working. I'm not sure exactly why. We'll try it one more time. All right, we'll try it one time and see what happens. Megyn Kelly. Oh my God, I love Megyn Kelly. I do. I watched her religiously when she was on Fox News. You know why I watched her religiously? There's a reason why I watched her religiously. I'll tell you that. One second as I get my really cool background for you. Okay, cool. There's my background. Yay! That's so much better than the weird horse thing. The reason I loved Megyn Kelly, by the way, I kind of feel like I look like her. She was this badass. She asked tough questions. She looked right at the camera. She was kind of like, I loved that. I forced my boyfriend at the time to watch her every night. And it didn't matter what side she was on. I loved her tenacity. She's the one that inspired me to even start doing podcasting. I don't ever tell that story, but she truly gave me the confidence because I figured if she can do it, I can do it. I don't really feel I had anything to say. After 450 podcasts, I guess I did. But the reason I love what she's doing right now, she's just come out with her new show, Megyn Kelly Show. And what I love about what she's doing is that she didn't wait to get a job at some big media company. You know, she thought about it. I mean, come on. The girl made a crap load of money in the media. She Fox and NBC and all this. She could have done all kinds of stuff. And she's like, I'm going to become my own influence. Start my own podcast. That's how freaking powerful podcasts are now. You have the same power. You have the same power right in front of you. You have to wait to get some stupid job or some big, huge media interview. You can do it right now. But how many of you are actually taking advantage of creating a show, creating a voice, creating a brand, creating a methodology and saying, this is mine. This is what I've created. This is my success. Self-promote yourself. And then go, by the way, I want to hear from other people that have different methodologies so I can actually have a conversation. How many of you are actually taking advantage of that? I do a mastermind every Friday with 3 girls. I love them. Mwah, I love you. And the number one issue on one of the girls is, I don't know what to say. When the camera comes on, I don't know what to say. But when her and I go around Town Lake, which is Austin Town Lake, for 3 miles, she's got a lot to say. I walk and I listen. And she talks. And she's brilliant. She's one of the most brilliant women I know. But put a camera on her and she goes, Arr. Does that happen to you? Does that happen to you? If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you can help someone in something, maybe help them with depression, maybe help them grow their business, maybe help them with their NLP, maybe help them with their health and fitness, whatever it is your duty, obligation, your responsibility to get out there and start talking about it and use the tools that you have in front of you called free Facebook, free IG. What's up, guys? And my IGTV, it's kind of different here. To get out there and share. So I highly suggest you check out Megyn Kelly's new show. It's pretty cool. And this new concept of being a citizen reporter. Being a citizen reporter is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I should have the book out. He built an entire business on being a citizen reporter, which all that means is interviewing other people in their successes in a specific niche. Can you do that? Can you interview people? Can you ask questions of other people without being judgmental? Really being open? I do. I learned that technique, by the way. I learned that from improv classes, 1.5 years of improv classes. I actually took improv classes for some reason that you would never, ever, ever guess. My mom died suddenly. And I mean suddenly. Talked to her on Wednesday. How are you? She was at home. Told her about a story that just happened with my friend from high school that just died at the age of 41. She was devastated because she knew him. And the last words I said to my mom were, because she asked me, oh my God, that's horrible about what Brian died. I go, Mom, sometimes people want to leave the planet and you got to honor their choice. She was like, get it. I love you. I go, I love you too. Last words I ever said to my mom. She's found dead 3 days later in her house. So I was a little depressed and confused in many ways. She died a couple years ago. And my coach said to me, go do something really weird. I don't care what it is. Do something like you would never do before. I don't know what that is. Maybe knitting classes. And I'm like, well, that's never going to happen. So I picked something that's 0.5 miles from my house. It was a theater near my house. I live in Austin. And they took improv. I took improv classes. I did that to get out of my head. That was her point. Get out of your head. Be around people. Get out of your head. Do something really weird. Something that's not going to make you think about anything, right? So I took improv classes. And I took another one, I was there for 1.5 years. That improv class brought me into podcasting. Because what improv is all about is non-judgment. Non-judgment. And when you become an influencer, when you become a leader, when you start to have that understanding that you have the duty and obligation and responsibility to be the influencer and leader that you know you damn are, but you haven't had your voice yet. You haven't allowed yourself to have your voice yet. Having that, the training as an improv has really helped me. Because the idea of being an improv structure, right? There's a whole thing around it. It's that you're non-judgmental. Here's how it works. This is why it's so powerful in podcasting and when you're going to have a show, because I know you are, because you are going to be a citizen reporter just like Napoleon Hill. No one likes a successful guy or girl that's like, this is my way, everyone else sucks. No one likes that. They don't. Like, this is my way, then how I was successful, and then how was yours? This is my way, how I've gotten to where I'm at. What's your story? What's your origin story? How in the hell did you become in marketing, internet marketing? People ask that question all the time. It's a good question. I did not set out. Some people have these stories of like, they set out to work for themselves. I didn't. I was the opposite. I loved working for a company. And one day they fired me into like, you're now a 1099. What the hell is that? I had to learn what that was. Next thing you know, like I'm consulting. I didn't even know what that meant. And then I just never stopped. So improv. Number one thing you learn improv, the very first month you're in improv class is yes and. Yes and. Yes and. The most powerful thing I learned. I can't tell you how many times I've had interviews or I've been interviewed and people ask me really weird questions. I'm like, yeah, and. It's a way for you to steer the conversation, but it's also for ways to be able to ask questions in a way that people can relate to. My whole intention of this week as I go live Monday through Friday, making this commitment at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, is to truly empower you to uncage your voice, uncage yourself, uncage your mind, uncage your body. But this week is about uncaging your damn voice. Because I know you have one. You came to Austin and we went around Town Lake for 3.5 miles and I was quiet the whole time. I promise you, you talk. Promise you. So what is it that you haven't said yet? What business have you not been willing to promote? What is that? Hey guys, on IG, I highly recommend you join me in this week. Join me in this week as I do what I call a mini masterclass, a mini workshop. I'm going to be doing one also on Thursday about uncaging your influence and your income. Because when you increase your influence, you increase your income. When you increase your influence, you increase your income. Because it truly is your duty, obligation, and responsibility to increase your income. Is it not, for your family and yourself? So then it is your duty, obligation, and responsibility to increase your influence. Stop playing so damn small. In my meditation this morning, where is that? Oh, here it is. It's a meditation this morning. It's a quote that I just love. It said, quote, "You did not travel all this way to play small." Now, the book is really all about how we came into this world. We chose this world. We chose our parents. We chose the life that we have. And the concept is you didn't travel all this way to play small. Are you playing small? How small are you playing? I was. So I encourage you today, you can go to heatherhavenwood.com/workshop, sign up, just an email. It's free. After the second page, you will be moved to my group on Facebook. I'd love to have you there. I encourage you to come, join in the conversation. Tell me about your business. Tell me about what is your message to the world. No more just talk about your message and getting clear. Let's get clear about your message. Let's get clear on who you are in the world and what's your message going to be. And let me tell you from someone experience, because people have a hard time checking, like, oh, this is my message, because they have so many messages they want to do. I get it. I've changed my message so many times. But my goal is to help you uncage your voice so that you can be more. Don't be a brand, be a voice. Don't be a brand, be a voice. from Entrepreneur Magazine. I tore it out. I think it was in the airport. Sorry. Don't be a brand, be a voice. Now's the time to be a voice bigger than you think you can be. Don't just be a product, be a voice. And let me read to you what you can't read, because this is in very weird writing. This is their words. Blackish star, Tracy Ellis Ross, I'm not sure why she did that, spent 10 years getting a hair care company off the ground. One thing is clear, the message matters as much as the product. Who that? It's not just about the product that you're giving and serving the world. It's also the message. Here's my message to make sure you know. I believe truly that entrepreneurs are changing the world. We're in truly an interesting time. But I believe that entrepreneurs will save our universe and our world. I believe that. I truly believe that. And you are an entrepreneur. You have a voice and you matter. Hope you enjoyed this today. I'm going to be going live this week right here on my personal page, business page, group page, even IG, all at Heather Havenwood at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Hope you guys enjoyed.